analysis on is Abaid, Crown of Glory by Damien Hirst. It was painted in 2006. It is a mosaic art form that focuses on animalism. This art, if you look very closely, is actually made up of a bunch of moths and butterflies, much of which is actually real. He loved to use corpses and incorporate death into every artwork that he did. At first glance at this artwork, you can see the heavy lines that almost separate this painting into three weird shaped pillars. You have one on the left, a big one in the middle, and one on the right. The viewer's eye kind of follows these lines around and is drawn to the different colors and edges that hug these lines. At the top, the lines are used to separate these blue and lighter yellow colors and purple into the top two segments, which have brown and darker colors. That also helps create a value in this painting. These two upper top left and top right segments are darker, while the big three sections in the rest of the painting are lighter, with colors like light blue, purple, yellow, and other such colors. It also creates contrast with the background. The background is bright white, while this painting contains a massive amount of bursts of color. It also is a very odd shape. The viewer's kind of drawn to the top at the point because it is flat at the bottom, flat for most of the edges on the side, but it quickly goes up to a point at the top. There's also very odd shapes in the actual painting. They're almost shaped like a bullet. It's flat on the edges, but quickly goes to a point at the top. Some of these forms are created with these butterflies and moths that are in this painting. These lines are used to create almost a reflection over them. If you look closely, these lines have reflections on both sides. The space in the middle of this painting is jam-packed. There's no extra space at all. All of it is completely filled with color, butterflies, and other unique symbols Hirst uses. But behind it is a vast amount of white space, which is very good at creating contrast in this painting. The colors Hirst uses is also very unique. He chooses to use primarily blue, yellow, and brown and gold near the top. This creates a good pop in the painting, but also is used for contrast. As I've stated, those top two segments have darker brown and goldish colors, while the rest is white, purple, light blue, yellow, and other brighter colors, as if symbolizing life, when in reality, it symbolizes death. And it's interesting, even though we cannot feel the texture, I'm sure if one was to actually feel the painting, it would be quite rugged, and it would be like literal butterflies, which is quite disgusting. There's actually a good sense of balance in this painting, as the right half and the left half are very similar and actually quite reflections of each other. If we were to fold this painting in half, it would actually be the exact same thing on both sides. The movement is all over the place. This picture is very chaotic. The viewer is drawn to all sorts of directions, as there really is no center point, except just really the middle. If you want to look there, that's where a good clump is, but everywhere the viewer's eye is just drawn to because of the chaos. This painting places a major emphasis on death, even though it's not seen. Hirst uses dead butterflies to symbolize how even in death things may look beautiful and you may not even know they're dead. He was fascinated by the concept of death and what it really meant, and this painting is trying to invoke the viewer into deep thought about what death really is. We see a good pattern here with the butterflies. Like I said, both sides are very similar and have a unique pattern. You have bright blue, purple, yellow butterflies overlapping each other. That creates some interesting shapes near the middle, the sides. It's very unique. which makes it proportional to each other and also creates a sense of unity. While the painting is very chaotic, it is unified. Both halves are very similar, if not the exact same. Hirst does a very interesting job with this painting. While it seems bright and beautiful, it might symbolize something like life or mosaic painting that would go in a church. It actually has to do a lot with death. Hirst used to love to do these double meanings where painting may look great, but it really symbolizes death and the beauty of it.